Hey everybody, I'm Jana Angel and welcome to this special edition of QC Life featuring some coffee and conversations. We are reviewing some tape. So every single episode I ask my guests, I say, what is it that fills up your cup? What is it that fills you up at the end of the day? What makes you happy? What makes you feel good? And so every single person has shared with us what fills their cup over all of these episodes that we have been doing since August, which seems crazy. But I'm going to go back and review everyone's feedback and them sharing what fills their cup. So first we're going to kick it off with Helen Moffitt, who is the founder and creator of Thrift Pony. Shout out to Helen. She just got the keys to her second Thrift Pony location since we had her on our very first episode. So I'm excited to be reminded what fills her cup.
I'd say what fills my cup the most is people. Like, I think if I just had like an internet business where I was just like selling stuff online and like whatever, I don't think I would be as fulfilled. Like, I think I love having a space that I can go to. Like, I'm going to go to the store after this. So like, and to see people come in and be like, hello. And like, sometimes they're visiting Charlotte. Sometimes, you know, it's our regulars who come in every day. And just having a space to get to connect with my community. I don't think I understood how important that was until I started doing it. Like, I think I was really lonely before I started this business, and like, just getting out there and like talking to people, hearing about, I don't know, we have a lot of like local musicians who come in, or like people like you, or people who are just doing cool things. Like, I think, that's like been the biggest joy, is just connecting me, with the community, getting to do stuff to give back. That's the best part. 'Cause like at the end of the day, like if you're not doing that, like what are you doing it for? You're just like selling stuff. Like,
Yeah, you're just selling stuff.
yeah. And I think that like, the community aspect for sure is the best and the part that makes you the happiest.
I love that. First of all, can I tell you, when Helen walked in, we had messaged each other on Instagram and things like that. And so I knew that she just had a really cool vibe. I knew that she owned this vintage and thrift store that was all sorts of curated, fun, funky fashion. But she came in and she just embodied her brand. She had this beautiful pink hair and this awesome green kind of mohair duster that she had on. And I love the fact that she talked about leaving a corporate opportunity just to make her dream come true. Her last ditch effort was literally selling clothes in a parking lot. And that became this beautiful ponyverse that she created. So I love that the community fills up her cup. That makes me happy. All right, now we have Jessie and Zoe, which were our two incredible witches from the Broadway traveling troupe of Wicked. So they go all around the country, and they are Elphaba and Glinda, and we got to sit down with them at Community Matters. So these two are great. I can't wait.
Oh gosh.
I feel like they just both
very
want
emotional right now.
I think they just Zoe feels like I feel like they both just want to say each other.
It is. I don't know. There's something so like inner child healing about this process too. So I don't know. Like, I mean, again, this has been both of our dream shows since we're children. Yeah. So there's something about like fulfilling that side of myself, or like, and I know doing things with integrity and like doing the right, you know, I don't know. Maybe that now I'm getting all serious. Doing things with integrity.
You've been talking about it.
But
These are some really great ways too. We're like, we really have. No, but you're right. It is that. It's
that, like I know I'm being true to myself.
Back to your kid self.
Yeah. That's what fills my cup, and it can mean in many ways, whether the connections that I make with people or the activities that I do, or like, you know, anything. It's just I feel good and my cup is filled when I know that I'm like staying true to myself.
Yes.
And like, yeah.
Yeah, and like our healthy boundaries, I think too, like knowing when you can, knowing when you can't, with anything. Like and yeah, for me it's, I think, making sure like all the relationships in my life are in good standing.
Yeah.
If I'm good there, I'm good.
Yeah.
And sleep.
You know what else fills my cup? A good sing. A good belt. A good
yeah, like yeah. And a good let us speak. Let us speak.
No, but literally art, you know.
Yeah.
It's just that creativity.
Like,
but
this is great. We're just
anyway.
gonna turn this into like a coffee shop jam. I'm just gonna let you leave it. It's weird. But it is. It's also sometimes like a weird hotel room sing that has nothing to do with the show. Like,
but maybe that's being true to ourselves again.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like I remember my dad used to say to me as a kid, like, I always know you're good when you're singing. Like, I always know you're good when you're singing for fun. And I think that, like, it's always a check-in for me. Like, am I good? Am I singing? And I think, like, we get to sing every day, and we get to sing music that's meant so much to us every day. But it's also, like, the singing outside of work.
Yeah.
there's science behind it, there's science behind singing, that like you're exercising your vagus nerve when you sing, and it like calms down your nervous system. So I think just like our lives, like it fills up our cup just by like getting to do what we do, because it's actually good for us.
Yeah.
First of all, I love that these two were just so in their friendship and in their vibe and in their feelings that it was like we weren't even recording for a few minutes, and they just kind of were like, oh, back and forth. These two love each other. Like, you want to talk about like the bestest of friends. They shared with me that before every single show, they have to go and just see each other and like say hi just to check in, make sure the other one's good, because they won't see each other until they're on stage. So they always go check in with each other. Those girls were awesome, and I was so glad we got to have them in the Queen City for a couple of weeks to see them be Alpha and Glinda. So love that. So next up is Dr. Rashida Negi. Now, she came all the way from Clemson to be here with us in Charlotte, and she is leading this incredible journey to combining AI technology to be able to notify native villagers in India that tigers are migrating and they're moving, so that those villagers can stay safe, but also be a proactive part of the tiger conservation. So just imagine going from central India all the way to Clemson University to Community Matters Cafe, and that's where this conversation happened. What is it that fills your cup every day?
Just a lot of passion that I have for tigers. Just a lot of passion. I mean, it's just something that it's hard for me to sometimes believe that I got this incredible opportunity in my childhood to have, those memories and that experience. But to be able to share that each day with someone different, and tell that story and have that opportunity to bond together over just such a magnificent, beautiful creature is something that, I think the passion for it keeps me going every day.
I loved her. When we first started talking, you could tell she was very used to being in that collegiate, that university, that authoritarian on her topic. And we were kind of talking as if she was a visiting lecturer or something. And then you just saw her kind of break out of that into Rashida, who she really is, this woman who loves tigers and science and combining human empathy with incredible conservation efforts. So I loved the progression of that conversation. And it sounds like something really heady and like it would be a lot or very scientific, but the way she breaks things down, if you just want to know more about tiger conservation or what her life was like growing up around tigers, and if you're just a Clemson fan, definitely tune in and check that one out, because that was an incredible conversation. Oh, next is Daddy. Oh, that makes me happy. Okay, next up is Papa Angel. I guess his professional name is David Edgar Angel Jr. So this is my very own dad, and he came in to do this chat right after his retirement party. So after selling insurance for, well, literally 36 years, because he opened his office on my birthday, which is January 23rd. So this is Daddy-O's advice.
My family. It's just the great thing insurance industry did for me, and having your own business, doesn't have to be insurance, it could be anything, is you determine what you do with your time. As you girls were growing up, I learned this from my dad. My father saw 89 of 92 games I played at Clemson, and the 3 he missed was because he got weathered out and couldn't get there. Now, it meant the world to me to be standing on the free throw line with a game on the line and knowing that even though these 20,000 people are calling me every name in the book, right up there is somebody that loves me and believes in me, and that's what I wanted to take with you guys. So that's the reason, one of the main reasons I did what I did. I learned that from my dad, so that I could be there and come and be whatever was needed. And that's always been my priority. In life, you have to have priorities. The priorities need to be your relationship with the Lord, the love of your family, and jobs and those other things. They're there. We'll get to them, but these have to be your priorities, and they've been my priorities. The loving wife that I have feels the same way. Your mother and I have been blessed, and those blessings come from, I think, a life of service. We've raised more money and everything else. Your mom has been on every committee and fundraiser and everything else. And, the Lord has always said, give unto others, and that's what we've done.
Obviously, I love hearing my own dad and his great advice. And what he says is so true, is just surrounding yourself with family and remembering your family, whether that's your blood family or your chosen family, it doesn't really matter. I think sometimes we can take it out on the people who we know will love us regardless, or we maybe don't make time for the people that we know are just kind of built in, but it really does make a difference. So take time for either your chosen family or blood family, just whoever you call family, just make sure you make time for them. Okay, who's next? Okay, so Maria is next. Maria is a fabulous star of stage, screen, and everything in between. And she is actually on an incredible soap opera that airs on CBS, and it's called Beyond the Gates. She's one of the articulates, so she can sing, she can perform, she can act. She's just a baddie. What fills your cup as Maria Hall every day?
Waking up each day. Waking up and saying, oh, I've got a blank slate. I can move and navigate through this day how I want to. Just make it special. Make it meaningful. And once I learn how to do that, it's like my day is filled with joy. You know? I don't always get it right, but I have another day to start over.
She's incredible because she's a very petite person, but she has this massive, quiet, strong presence. And one of the things I took away from our conversation was not only that you do get to restart every day, but she was very much just like, ask the question, be confident that you're in that room. Similar to our two performers before, Jesse and Zoe, Maria just said, if you made it in that room, you're meant to be in the room. So just take up the space, be kind, be confident, but absorb everything that's around you. So love her. Okay. Oh, Tara and Deanna. Oh, these are my queens. Okay, so these are both title holders. They met and they're besties because both their husbands work in NASCAR. That's how they met. And then they created a STEM camp exclusively for young women who are learning the science, technology, engineering, and everything behind NASCAR, whether that's branding and the logos on the side of the car or how the engine works or the velocity of the track. I mean, these women are amazing.
What always will fill your cup up at the end of the day?
I think it's just spending quality time with my family. I love seeing my boys play their sport, do what they do and excel and just work towards their goals. And I think just hanging out with my husband, he is very busy, but just cutting out that little bit of time every week and being intentional about that.
I can't imagine like the life of a crew chief and like you said, all the travel and all the demands and everything. But like you said, you can create a life that you want if you're just intentional about it. Tara, how about you?
We're trying not to cry. I know, but it's a sappy. This weekend, my son, he just turned 2 September 7th, and being able to travel with him and take him with us is really great. And the things that he gets to see is incredible. And you just don't know exactly at that age what he's doing or digesting or how maybe it's coming across. But when he hears the Star Spangled Banner, he stops and he puts his hands over his heart and he put that all together. And so it was just like, as a mom, to be raising a young patriot, it was just like, oh, wow, this is 1, incredible, 2, what a gift, and 3, how amazing this is to watch and what he is picking up on and seeing here in this community and in this world. So I'm very grateful that we do get to be in NASCAR and in part of that community, because what my son gets to see is incredible, and that is building the next generation. So thank you for that.
These two women were so dynamic, and I love that they talked about just how their families are filling up their cups, because these two women also do so much in the community, especially Deanna is just so passionate about making sure that children have really special and safe, loving homes. And Tara, one thing that I think so much of her now, because I think of what she said during the broadcast, and it was, if it's not a heck yes, then it's a heck no. It really just helped me differentiate so much more when I feel like I'm maybe trying to people please my way into a situation, or when I'm on the fence for something. She just said, if it's not a heck yes, then it's a heck no. And I feel like that's made me a much better decision maker. Okay, so this is Ashley Mangione. Love her because she is an executive functioning coach, and she specializes in all of us that are like neurospicy. So ADD, ADHD, helping people create better processes and executive functioning skills for either adults or adults that have children with neurodivergent tendencies or diagnoses. And we talked about what it's like to live with an ADD partner, which if you date me, that's what you get, what it's like to help your kids, and just what it's like to be a non-neurodivergent person living with somebody with ADD or ADHD. We unpacked a lot in here.
What truly fills my cup at the end of the day is obviously my family. I'm sure you can tell I'm very passionate about my family, my extended family as well. What truly fills my cup, though, is thinking that I could look into a child's eyes and tell them what I see in them. I start every session with a new client of saying, I promise you, as much as it's up to me, I'm never going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you straight if there's something that we need to work on, but I am here for you. I'm going to support you. I am going to cheer you on, because I don't know if I'm talking to little Jana that is gonna one day be this anchor on a show that I can help propel to fulfill that dream, to spread her talents. I don't know if I'm talking to the teenager that is going to be a medical doctor that could potentially find the cure for cancer. I don't know if I am talking to the future mother of the next president of the United States. And I don't know if I'm talking to the mother that is in her 40s that's like, I'm a disaster. I don't know how to get it together, and I'm going to ruin my children's lives. I see these people every day, and I want to speak life into them. Again, going back to that original platform, this is what fills my cup, that we are born with a purpose. And your purpose does not have to be mine, but we all have a role to play. Now let's help find it. It's critical and it's life-changing.
Ashley is so sweet. I love the fact that we got to talk about, number one, ADD is something I've was diagnosed with when I was very young. It's something that I was always trying to figure out why it was affecting my life, figure out how it affected my life. And I was so grateful that I had people that surrounded me that were not only advocates to make sure that my education was still quality and that I still was given a chance to be educated. And it's people like Ashley who just can make all the difference in a child's life growing up with a diagnosis like that. She said it's not something, it's not your identifier. That's simply something that's a part of you. And she just helps people navigate that so gracefully. Okay, who do we have next? Oh, my Tony Dandon Brown crew. Okay, so this is Jeff and Jamie. I adore them. They have Hallelujah Hall. They have all sorts of restaurant concepts around town, and they love to. I said in the podcast, I said y'all like to do things the hard way, but Jeff said no. We just like to do things that are different, and we don't mind a challenge. So I love that he corrected me on that, and they just love a challenge. That makes me happy.
I like the little joys throughout the day, like having a wonderful, nice cup of coffee, and just those little things kind of get me through the day.
I love that little pocket. I think on the word little, I think the idea for me is like that every single day I'm building on the bigger dream. And if I put my head on my pillow at the end of the night and I've done these tiny things.
You mean like cross stuff off your to-do list?
Yes, crossing stuff off my list.
I love it.
But if I do these little tiny things throughout the day that are building towards those larger things, then I feel so fulfilled by the end of the day. Even if it's just picking my kids up from school and getting them home and having a nourishing dinner, like that is all part of that bigger piece.
It's so funny that Jeff, he was making fun of Jamie and I the entire time, because Jamie and I both love a list, and we think there's very little more satisfying than just crisscrossing something off of a list. But those two have such completely different personalities in the fact that they come together to make really inclusive culinary environments. They're very sensitive to people that have any dietary restrictions. They really just want everyone to be able to come and fellowship at their restaurants and have a great time. Okay, here we go, nice. Okay, so Angel Garrett is our next Fill Your Cup moment. And he is so cool because he is our Hallmark star. So he's been on Finding Mr. Christmas season 2 on the Hallmark Channel, did the whole LA thing, but actually said no to this for the first time he was asked to do it because it was reality TV. And he's just like, I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover. And they were like, no, it's like Hallmark reality TV, check it out. So he wound up being on the show, and I think I remember his full cup moment. It's really sweet. Okay, let's watch it.
What fills up my cup every day is knowing that I have life, my wife, my family, and health. Because with everything that's happening in the world, we just gotta be happy and blessed that we still have a roof over our heads, that we're still eating, and that we're still healthy and still alive in this day and age, because someone else has it rougher than you. And we just gotta count our blessings, and that makes me happy.
Yeah. I think that is a very full cup. And thank you so much for sharing that with us. It really wouldn't be coffee conversations unless I cried at some point. Dang, I was so close. I love Angel because he's so genuine and he really is so humble, and he and his wife Mary are couple goals. They're so cute. I love them, but they're just really full of love for people, love of what you do. And that emotion that you see in him is so genuine. You can't think that ish. All right. Now we have I call her the QC hype queen because I just think she just wears like a beautiful crown of positivity, but also she has just made the Queen City her own. So I'm about to be like O'Havy with lashes off. I don't keep crying. So, all right, let's watch this.
I think who really fills my cup is Jesus. And I'm going to be bold and step out and say that straight up, because at the end of the day, you know, he brought me beautiful people in my life to hold me up when a lot of folks didn't know I was very low. He allowed all these experiences in my life to not strip me of my love and kindness and positivity, but teach others how to do it even when they don't understand the other side. And he keeps me going every day, every single day, Jana. And I have to tell you, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. But out of the super spiritual woo-woo, because, you know, I know y'all like to tussle. I also just love people.
We love the woo.
I love the woo. But aside from that, you know, I really love people. People fill my cup. So when I'm at the arena doing this here, I mean, when I pulled up seeing Scott, Jeremiah, all of our family, I say, yo, what's up? It fills me back up. And I thank God for, like, now when I do it and I'm in these rooms doing it, it's filled back, it's received, and it's given back. That is so cool. So yeah, I feel my own, but I get it from y'all. So thank you. I love it here. I love it here.
I just love O'Havy. Dang it. She's just someone too who, in our conversation, she talked about how, you know, when she was younger, if you see her, it's like just someone shining like a lighthouse of a beam into the room. And it's so genuine and it's so authentic. And I talked to her about just how, she maintains that energy, because I'm like, I've brushed my teeth and paid my rent, and like, I really think I'm doing something in life. And she's at the Hornets game. She's at the arena. I mean, she's doing all of these things. She's helping other people. She's building her own business. She's literally booked out for the next 2 years. I mean, that's how much she's built her own empire since she walked away from her second corporate job. And she was just so honest and transparent about how she's done this as a content creator, how she stays away from getting burnt out, mistakes she made along the way. So I appreciate her being so genuine, and just looking back on everyone who shared how they fill their cup, the biggest thing that I saw that was so impressive is no one said anything selfish. Every single person said their family, they said the community, they called on the Lord. There were just so many things outside of that one person that filled their cup. So, you know, recently my boss shared something with me, and she said, you know, don't be selfish on your journey. It's not just for you. It's your path, but there's so many little roads on the side where you can find other people, where you can pour into them. So I want you to think about what fills up your cup, but also how you can fill up someone else's. And if you're feeling like your cup's kind of empty, or if you're just low on caffeine and you need a little boost from some really incredible people that are right here in our Queen City, just head over to WBTV.com/coffee and conversations, head over to YouTube or wherever you find your favorite podcast, and Coffee and Conversations will be there.